Bob Baffert, of course, is going to come armed and loaded for bear, but he's going to face multiple tough tasks in here. You have East Avenue on the rail at 5-2. You have Chancer McPatrick on the outside, the 10 horse, Jonathan's Way at 9-2. Baffert could have the fourth choice here. Ferocious is 6-1. Fifth choice maybe for Baffert in here, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a real chance that you're not looking at anything shorter than 6-1 for a Bob Baffert entrant, which seems impossible. And I say 6, he may even be higher than that, to your point. Ferocious is going to get bet in a spot like this. So the Baffert contingent flying a little bit under the radar here. East Avenue, I think he probably goes off favored. Combination of things. He's proven 2 turns. He's down on the rail. He was so impressive at Keeneland. This is back on October the 5th. He wins the Breeders' Futurity. Just absolutely decimates a pretty good field. Makes them look like they're absolute chump change. So you've got a horse like this. You've got a horse like Jonathan's Way, who did the same thing at Churchill Downs in September to a good field. And then Chancer McPatrick, you know, if they go too fast early on, he's going to be coming over the top for Chad shipping in from New York. So the top 3 in here, I think, are all legitimate potential superstars. I feel silly, Curtis. I'm going to Baffert. I like Gaming. I think Gaming is the kind of horse that if you look at him in the mornings, he really doesn't do anything flashy. It seems like every workmate that he gets paired up with destroys him. But his 2 races in the afternoon, the debut, he was a little bit green, late to change leads. The Del Mar Futurity, I thought he did everything right, and I like the idea of him going out to 2 turns. His run in this Futurity that we're going to take a look at right now, he sat in behind horses, he wheels out 2-3 path off the far turn, and he goes off and finishes professionally. He gallops out really well. The pedigree is there. You're telling me I'm going to get nearly 10-1 on a Rad Ortiz Jr., Bob Baffert, 2 turns, Del Mar in the Breeders' Cup? I'm signing up.
Not only that, but also sired by game winner of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile in 2018 at Churchill Downs to complete a perfect 4-for-4 campaign and be named champion juvenile. Gaming had Flavien Prat aboard that day. Flavien Prat sticking with Chancer McPatrick on the outside for Chad Brown, a horse that running style-wise, Chancer McPatrick looking a lot like the class or the type of horse that Chad Brown, Flavien Prat will have in the Classic. Sierra Leone loves to drop back, make one very impressive sweeping move, but he's got 2 things against him, Matt. He's coming from way off of it, going 2 turns on the dirt at Del Mar, and he's got post 10. To me, their running styles are different, they're opposite, but this feels a lot like what happened to Bolt Doro way back in the day in 2017. Wide outside post, stuck wide into that first turn, couldn't overcome the ground lost.
I suppose you can, if you want to look at it glass half full, you say he's a closer. Flavien breaks, you just take him back anyway and you try to get down to the rail. I'm more concerned about the running style at Del Mar. You know, obviously it's not an apples to apples, what we saw in the summer versus what we're going to see here in November, but having to come from too far off of it on the main track at Del Mar would be a little bit of a concern for me. Hey, look, he's been really good in all 3 starts. There's nothing to knock about him. He wins this race. He obviously sews up 2-year-old champion, and you know he goes on as the favorite for the Kentucky Derby early on here. But I do think he's going to have a number of things to overcome, and if he wins this race, Curtis, he deserves to be the very clear-cut favorite for next year's Derby.
I'm going to stick with East Avenue. I've been on him since before his debut at Ellis Park. That Breeders' Futurity was something special. That's a look at the Breeders' Cup Juvenile field, part of Future Stars Friday. Breeders' Cup Del Mar, 2 days away.